We got Chris over at ChatterQuant going over what ChatterQuant is. We've had a lot of people ask us if we could set this up with Chris over at ChatterQuant. So we are having this webinar with them today so they can go over the social media sentiment, I guess you can say, of what the market is these days. As we all know, that is key in regards to the volatility and momentum. So that's why we have Chris over from ChatterQuant joining us. Just a quick thing like we always do on our webinars, just going over what the trade exchange is. Basically, what we provide is a streamlined service in regards to market headlines, option activities, SEC filings, press releases, momentum moves. It's a basic streamlined service with a squawk. So, if anyone ever has questions regarding trade exchange, even our members, we are going to be introducing TradeX Plus as well very soon. We had a webinar with that with our members previously. If anyone has any questions about that, we'll be having something in regards to that in the coming weeks. Just a brief rundown again. We are going to be having Chris on. He should be on any moment now. He'll be showing us ChatterQuant, a new service. It's been getting a lot of hype lately. So I'm just going to pass it over to Chris. Chris, if you want to screen share the ChatterQuant and go over what everything you guys provide over there.
Sure, absolutely. Thanks so much for having me on today, Milt. Really appreciate it. I'm going to try and keep this brief since I know it's kind of the holiday season and people are kind of, ready to get with their families and get on with the season. But I really appreciate you having me on. And I'm just going to give a quick walkthrough of what we do here. So everybody's familiar with what happened with GameStop, AMC, CEI, a lot of these meme stocks that ran anywhere from several hundred percentage points all the way up to thousands of percentage points in the span of, several days or a couple of weeks. What we're trying to do is really capture where is retail money flowing to, and what are people talking about. Most people don't know that what happened with GameStop and AMC happens several times, if not dozens of times every week, on a smaller scale, right? So instead of having several 1,000% runs, we're looking at anywhere from 60 to a couple 100% runs solely based on what we're seeing in terms of social media chatter. So what I'm going to do here is run through the 30,000 foot view of kind of what we do. And we are running a Black Friday special, so I'll leave a link for people who might be interested in doing that. And I answer any questions if there are any. So the first thing that you're going to see when you log into ChatterQuant is going to be our Reddit tab. We scrape Reddit in real time and monitor conversation volume from subreddits such as Wall Street Bets, our options, just the most influential tabs on Reddit around stocks. So the first thing we're going to see is the conversation volume in the past 12 hours displayed in a time series. We had a big uptick in Zoom discussion volume today. I know there was a lot of just still a lot of people talking about it based on their most recent earnings, and they had a pretty down day today, as well as post upvote volume in the past 24 hours. Not all posts on Reddit are created equal, and some of them end up blowing up and becoming meme stocks, while others will just fall off the face of that platform. Next, we have the trending tickers in the past 24 hours, but you can also filter that into different time frames. So we can look in the last 6 hours, the last 1 hour, or even go as far as saying, in the last 6 hours, what are the large cap tech stocks that have been the most talked about today? And what we're really looking for on this platform are which of these stocks are moving up, that were really low on the 24-hour chart and have now are starting to slowly move up. We're looking for these big numbers underneath there that basically this wasn't talked about yesterday, but here it is. Next, we have our Twitter tab, which is going to be very similar to our Reddit tab. The big difference here is that instead of obviously monitoring Reddit, we're monitoring Twitter. But secondly, we also have a section that weights things by follower count. And what that means is when somebody like Zach Morris on Twitter, who has 500,000 followers, tweets about something, it's going to be weighted higher than, say, if I tweet about it, you tweet about it, or Trade Exchange tweets about that stock. Next is my favorite, and I would say the most useful part of our Trends tab. If we're scrolling through going, what is Lucid or what is LCID, we can click on that. we're going to get the stock name, the ticker, a brief description, what's the discussion activity looking like this week versus last month. As we can see, discussion volume this week's up 35% on Lucid, up 4,000% for the month, as well as the latest news. Not quite as good as Trade Exchange's news, and not quite the latency that you're going to get there, but we do use IEX as our data provider, and they're pretty great. They cover almost all of these stocks, and so you can kind of get that general snapshot of what's going on. Next, we have our latest Reddit diligence posts. And that basically filters out a lot of the noise that you're going to be seeing on Reddit when you hop to those subreddits with memes and stuff like that. We try to really capture the important, just the important posts on there that are picking up traction and gaining upvotes and likes, as well as the Reddit comments where we do a little less of the filtering, the latest Twitter posts, and latest unusual options activity for certain strike prices. We do things a little bit differently than most options platforms. When you use something like Unusual Whales or Cheddarflow, they'll let you know every single time a single contract is executed. We don't care about that. We're only looking for what are the whales doing, where's the big money moving, and do people know something that potentially we don't? And that's what we're trying to capture with our options flow here, as well as a daily breakdown of how discussion volume is changing on a stock. We also have our alert section, which is probably most people's favorite part of our tool. We have several free alerts, so anybody who wants to check it out and doesn't necessarily know whether they want to jump in and pay for our platform yet, they're welcome to use our free alerts. We tell you when something hits #1 on Reddit, #1 on Twitter, top 3 on both, as well as an alert called Zach Attack. And I know I talked about Zach Morris a little bit earlier, and what this does, it tells you when he tweets about something for the first time in a month. And the reason we do that is when he has such a big following that when he tweets about something, it will actually move the price of the stock anywhere, and that's gone as high as 300% over a couple of days of him tweeting about it. And so we kind of cut the noise and tell you, here's the first time he tweeted about something, because a lot of those stocks do correct. And that's something people should be careful for if they are following his plays. Next, we have our pro alerts, which are definitely our most powerful alerts. We have unusual discussion volume, a little bit of background about my business partner. He's a PhD from Oxford University in computer science, kind of made a name for himself doing market making algorithms for hedge funds in the UK. And the reason I bring that up is that really is the brain power behind the algorithms on a lot of our alerts. And each stock has a unique threshold that it has to trigger for an unusual discussion volume alert to hit. And those stocks actually change over time as discussion volume on those stocks change. We also have our unusual pennies, which takes out large and mega cap stocks. A momentum alert, we start combining high trade volume on these trending tickers. And our short squeeze alert, which adds short interest data to the mix. And next we have our Ripple, Tidal, and Tsunami, which all have to do with our options flow. When we click options flow, we've tried to make it really simple. As I said before, our goal really is with ChatterQuant to cut the noise that you see with a lot of options platforms, or even just trading and social media in general. And so what you're going to see is just unusual activity. So for instance, we see right before close here, we had $63,000 in volume on the ticker Siri. And earlier today, we had a little bit, 20 minutes or 13 minutes before close, we had $1 million in Zoom calls coming in, right, for January 2022. So that might mean, somebody thinks this can go up. We have Tsunami, Tidal, and Ripple, which all have to do with the dollar amounts of those trades, with Ripple being under 100K, Tidal being 100K to 500K, and Tsunami being over 500K. We also have an earnings tab, which isn't too crazy. Lots of people have earnings. What we do a little bit differently is that we're going to tell you every earning that's upcoming. For instance, on Monday, we had 116 earnings. And we also we sort it by market cap and tell you whether they beat in green their last earnings or missed in red. So it gives you a little bit more information before deciding, do I want to look into this stock anymore before potentially hopping into their earnings. We also have our fundamentals tab, which we partnered up with TradingView to put together. We have a TradingView chart, TradingView technical analysis widget that looks at different time frames and different candles to say, on the 5-minute chart, there are 3 sell signals, 9 neutral, 14 buy. So for those of you who aren't super great at TA, you're kind of able to use this to look at different timeframes and maybe get a little bit of a clearer picture of what the charts are looking like. And we also have our analyst consensus and price targets. What is Wall Street saying about this? Who are the institutional holders? What's the short interest? What's the float? What's the PE multiple? Any of that stuff that you might want to know before hopping into a stock, as well as another news feed from a different source. We also have our charts platform, which is actually getting a huge facelift coming out in the middle of December. Right now, what you can do is there's about 1,000 of the most influential people on Twitter, and you're able to plot their tweets directly on a chart and kind of see, what are they saying, get a brief description. Like I said, getting a complete facelift, you're soon going to be able to plot options flow on here, and it'll show you very visually, very easily, how is options flow activity changing? Is it mostly bullish? Is it mostly bearish? As well as sentiment, is it mostly bullish? And discussion volume, mostly bullish, mostly bearish? As well as being able to plot insider trades, in institutional buys and sells, congressional trades, and news articles as well will be plotted kind of like dots like this. And you'll be able to hover over, get a brief description of the news, click on it, and it'll take you right to that article. The next thing that we have is another collaboration we did with TradingView. It is our apps, after hours and futures tab. So you'll notice that we have futures prices for indexes, commodities, bonds, and Forex, as well as an economic calendar that's going to tell you anything that's coming up in the next couple of weeks that might move the market. And that includes unemployment numbers, inflation numbers, COVID cases, COVID deaths, Fed talks. You won't miss anything from our economic calendar. We partnered up with Bullish Bears and have about $4,500 worth of their courses that we also offer for free, starting with super simple stuff like, what's the difference between a bid versus ask, all the way to setting up more advanced option strategies such as covered calls, iron condors, iron butterflies, straddle strangles, spreads, and finally a candlesticks course. The very last thing I'm going to talk about today is our crypto tab, which is actually coming out by the end of this month. So by December 1st, that should be out and live. And what that allows you to do is we're going to be monitoring and taking all of the same metrics that we currently apply to stocks and start applying that to crypto. If you don't know much about crypto, they don't have balance sheets, they don't have earnings reports, anything like that. The way crypto moves is truly how many people are talking about it and how much news is coming out about it. And so we think this is going to be an incredibly powerful tool. And just through our testing, we've been able to pick up some really great moves in the small cap kind of altcoin market. So that's kind of what I had to run over today. Like I said, Black Friday sale going on right now. And it's 50% off on the monthly, 60% off on yearly. So $25 a month or $249 a year. And that is the lowest we are ever going to price our tools. We won't be bringing our price back down to where it is anytime in the future. As Milt kind of brought up, we're a new company. We're about 2 months live, have a ton of super satisfied, thrilled users, but we really are trying to get our name out there. And that is why we do have this really low cost of plans. We're kind of trying to get our name out there and grow our platform. So I guess here I'll hand it back to Milt and see if maybe we have any questions or anything like that before we wrap up.
Chris, thank you very much. But as we all can see, the ChatterQuant software it's a beautiful software. We talk about it all the time. The information that they provide is it does benefit even our side. We provide some of their info, which we'll be discussing more later on a future webinar with ChatterQuant. But we're very excited to build this relationship with them. One thing we all want everyone to understand is when it comes to whenever we discuss or talk about some services that we're building relationships with or utilizing, we do not have affiliate programs with these people. With Chris, especially in ChatterQuant, our goal is to build relationships because we value what they're providing. We're not here to make any money off of anything that is sold or any member that utilizes their service. We have no gain in anything that is done. So we always want to emphasize that everything we do, we always try to do to benefit our members, our users, anybody who follows us on social media. Our goal is always to help out the individual trader. That's why we want to build this these webinars and relationships with other services that we utilize to better our members day to day, or even swing traders or long-term traders, to benefit them in making money. We will be having a follow-up webinar, later on in December. We all know that due to the holidays that a lot of people are out shopping, or they're out already, getting ready for the holidays. And we do know, like everyone always tells us, these days with everyone that's at home working or trading at home and sitting on webinars all day, a lot of people do not want to sit on additional ones in the evening. We are recording this. We will be sending this out to everyone in case they missed something, or they have any follow-up questions. We're always available. You can follow us on social media at ChatterQuant and at the Trade Exchange in regards to any questions or comments. We're very excited to see what the future holds for ChatterQuant, and excited to build on our relationship with them. If there are any questions, let's pass them along right now. And just to keep in mind, everyone, we will be recording this and sending this out as well via an email. We will also be providing ChatterQuant's special promotions for the holidays, in case anyone does want to sign up, since they are eventually going to be raising that price away from this this great promotional level that they're currently at. We'll give it a few minutes if anyone has any questions. And Chris, if you have anything else to say, this is just shoot out there. We're going to give it a few minutes if anyone has any questions. And Chris, if you have anything else to say, this is your time to shine.
Sure. I just wanted to add, if there's anybody in here today or listening to this recorded webinar that's following us, I personally use Trade Exchange while I'm trading. They give you great low latency news and pretty much tell you what you need to know. We're all about cutting noise here at ChatterQuant, and we think Trade Exchange does an awesome job of doing that as well. They're going to tell you everything that's important, and definitely worth checking out their website. They have a super affordable program and platform, and it's definitely a must-have for traders.
Chris, we really appreciate that, as always. Let's see if we have any questions. I think I have a couple questions on my own on the Trade Exchange side real quick for you, Chris. The question is are you eventually going to be having, they see a Discord here. Can you explain what that Discord is, first of all?
Sure. So we have our own Discord right now, and that's pretty much we've got lots of people in there who just are talking about what they're trading today or the day before, and kind of go over nothing too crazy in there. We also have our Discord bot, which allows you to get a couple of our alerts in there for free and kind of check it out, as well as some great people in there that are willing to help talk people through ideas and walk through stuff like that. So that's what we have right now. If where you were going with that is Discord monitoring, that's something we're looking into and actually talking with Discord at the moment. We also have our StockTwits and Yahoo message boards trends being added in the very near future as well.
Yes, it was the question was that I just got was in regards to, are you guys going to be eventually monitoring these Discord rooms? From what we're seeing and hearing, a lot of people, that's the new thing these days, is a lot of individual people have these individual Discord rooms, and they mention and talk about specific stocks, this and that. That was the main question. Will you be having, like you have the Reddit and Twitter and all that, will there eventually be something down the road in regards to a Discord dissection of social chatter, I guess you can say?
Yes. So to the answer to that question, yes, it's a little bit trickier than some of these other platforms. Discord is very big on, not necessarily a bad thing. They're very big on user privacy and server privacy. And so we have to jump through a lot more hoops to start working on data like that than we do for, say, Reddit, StockTwits, Twitter, and Yahoo message boards. So it is on our timeline. It's just going to take a bit longer to hammer out all of those details.
All right. One other one is, are you guys looking to integrate a trading software eventually with this service? Like if you click on something, you're able to trade on like, any other like a Thinkorswims or anything like that. Is that something that you guys are looking to do down the road?
That's something that's super interesting to us. We'd want to make sure that everything was hammered out and it's safe and executed correctly. But yeah, that's definitely something that we've looked into and are very interested in doing. It's just it's a pretty big logistical job to integrate. But yes, definitely on our radar.
Very cool. Thank you very much. And give me one more second. My buddy is going to ask one more question. I just have him here on and I am. Give me 1 second. He's typing it out. All right, question, Chris, for you. In your alert center, can you go back to that real quick?
Sure.
Is this all real time? This your pop out feed. The question was, I know the answer, of course, but I wanted you to explain it to them. Is it all real time? And you said when you pop it out, is there a way we can just? Does that pop out automatically if you pop it out, and would it stay? Because sometimes they were saying if you pop out certain things from other things, it messes up the, if they want to look at other parts of your service. If you pop it out, are they still able to access like the trends area and all this and all that?
Great question. Let me stop. I'm gonna have to redo my share because I wasn't monitoring my whole screen, just that tab. So you should be able to see my whole screen now. Yes, you're able to pop that out. We know how important screen real estate is for people. And so you're able to pop out these alerts. You subscribe to which ones you want, unsubscribe to which ones you don't. Really glad you asked that question about the real time. One thing that makes us different than some of the other services out there is our data latency is absolutely real time tick level data. Whereas a lot of services you'll see they might be day level data or at best you're seeing a couple hours delayed. We're hooked up directly with contracts with Twitter, contracts with Reddit, and as something's getting posted, as soon as they click it, you'll see it on here. And in some instances on Twitter, we're actually picking up Twitter posts before it shows up on people's regular timelines. So we have super low latency. So thank you so much for that question.
Yep, and the follow-up to that, which would be the last question, because I know everybody wants to head out. The question was on that follow-up. Like let's say you have your ChatterQuant, your alerts feed, and you have APVO right there circulating unusual discussion alert. If they click that, does anything happen? Like if you have is it connected to like the charts, or is it connected to something where if they click it, they can get the fundamental data right off the bat?
Yes. So right now, if you click on that, it's actually going to take you to the fundamentals tab. We're switching it out, working on having it take you to the custom search tab, and we're actually going to be expanding our custom search a lot more. As we talked about before, we're 2 months old, have a lot of stuff we're trying to work on and get out for people, and so yes, it'll soon be taking you right here, and so you'll be able to get anything you could possibly want to know about that stock, social data, options flow, dark pool, trade volume, all of that showing right here.
Excellent, man. I gotta say, you guys surprise me all the time. Every time I log back in, I see something different from you guys, which is great. That's why when anybody asks me, I'm like, listen, I'm like, a company is doing great when they're always doing changes and making things better for their members. There are a few more questions, but I'm gonna hold those off. They were in regards to some trade exchange stuff. I wanted to focus on ChatterQuant. If anybody else has any questions, we are recording this. We will send this out. It'll be on our YouTube. We'll post it on social media. We'll post it on some emails. We'll also include a link from ChatterQuant in regards to their promotions that they're going to be running. First, I want to thank Chris for taking his time to introduce ChatterQuant. You know, like I said, we will be having a follow-up later in December where, you know, we are away from the holidays and more people are going to be around. So we want a more, you know, people can get a more detailed look into what ChatterQuant is and what they're looking to do in the future. On our side, the Trading Exchange side, we want to thank everyone for joining, and you know, expect an email in regards to this webinar to be sent out this week and over the weekend. Chris, before we head out, anything else to say, and then we'll close it down for the day.
Yep, I just got one question from somebody named Nick. He said, are there any training videos or FAQs on how to use the website? And to answer that question, we do have some things on our YouTube channel that I've put together with a couple of strategies and on what to look for in plays, as well as our Discord's a great one to join there. We've got a lot of really awesome traders in there who are always happy to help and run through their strategies as well. To answer the question, our discount currently applies to anybody who signs up on the platform. There's no special link. As long as you go to chatterquant.com, you are able to take advantage of our Black Friday pricing.
Excellent. Everyone, thank you very much. Once again, we will be including this with ChatterQuant's promo in our email. You should be getting a copy of that later this week and over the weekend. Chris, we want to thank you again for taking the time out to introduce ChatterQuant. To everybody that's on here and everybody who's going to be watching on videos, to all our Trading Exchange members. Once again, we do want everyone to know, as we always do when it comes to this type of these webinars, the Trading Exchange, we do not get anything from this. We're just introducing ChatterQuant. We value the service, we utilize the service, and you know, it's something where we believe it could add some benefit to our members. And if anyone has any questions, shoot us an email. You know, on the Trading Exchange side, we're going to be signing off right now. And Chris, thank you very much again for ChatterQuant. And if anybody else has any questions, shoot us an email. Thank you, everyone. Enjoy the holidays. Be safe. And we'll see you all in the Trading Exchange room. And hopefully, Chris will see everyone on ChatterQuant. Thank you very much.